I'm Matt Dilley.
And I'm Carrie Dilley.
And we launched Tribe Church in Plainfield, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis in September of 2018. We felt called to Plainfield for a number of reasons. We loved that it was just outside of Indianapolis. We loved that it was a growing area. It's one of the top 10 fastest growing towns in the state. We've also really enjoyed the fact that we were going to be the only kind of church like ours in Plainfield. There was a lot of churches here, but none of them looked like what we wanted to look like. I used to kind of, in a mostly nice way, make fun of church planting. I'm like, that's crazy, who would do that? And I remember you came in and I felt overcome. I was like, I think we're supposed to plant a church. And you were like, I know. And I'm like, whoa.
I don't know. When as soon as he said it, I just felt it in my spirit. Like, this is what we're supposed to do. I don't think that we could have had any better help to start our church. Like, I think it was the best possible thing that we could have done was launching with ARC. We had the training that we had at the time. Like, it was perfect. It was exactly what we needed because we didn't have any idea what we were doing.
I think we needed, especially at that time, someone telling us like, hey, we see it. Like, we see what the calling that God has for you, and we believe that calling, and we affirm that calling.
Our launch was the smallest launch that occurred that day. We all launched together on the same day that year, and ours was the smallest launch, and it was the smallest launch by a lot. Yeah,
I remember thinking like, the 167, which is the number that we launched with, we were so excited. Like, we were overjoyed. I'm like, this is amazing. 167 people came out to our church launch. I'm like, this is incredible. And then I went home and I went online and I was immediately disappointed. Even though nothing had changed, the number was still the same, but I was immediately disappointed.
Our next meeting, we talked about we don't want to see anybody else feel the way that we felt. And so since that time, we have contacted ARC every launch. And we said, hey, send us the smallest launches because we want to give them a gift, not to their church specifically, but to their pastors, just as an encouragement, just like, hey, listen, we're rooting for you from Plainfield, Indiana. We want you to see that even though maybe this didn't look exactly like you thought it was going to, that you are still doing God's work, and God can work in small spaces as big as he can in big spaces.
Life transformation happens even in these small churches, and it's no less valuable to the kingdom of God just because instead of 50 people making a decision, 10 people made a decision. That is no less valuable.
Started at Christmas taking up an offering that we would use to push out into the community, and we started paying off people's electrical bills. People who were about to have their electricity turned off right before Christmas, we would call the power company and keep their lights on for them. We call it our Give Light campaign. And the first year we did 8 families, and the second year we did 32 families. And last year we did all of them.
Yeah.
The entire town.
Don't cry.
Sorry.
It just shows that a small church can still make a big impact. And our goal is not just to give away 10% or 15%. Our goal is to give away 50% of everything that comes in the door. And we're working towards that goal every day. And we're passionate about that because we want to be a church that is not just known for its place, but it's known for how it lives out in the community. And so it's a step-by-step process as a small church. But any step that we take towards Jesus is a step that's worth it. And so we're growing small, and we're okay with that because we feel like we're doing God's work, even if it's at a slower pace.
And we're growing in the right way for Tribe Church.